This is my confirmation on October 23rd to October 24th for the rapture. I'm gonna just get into it, and I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. I'm reading from a script because this is a lot to remember. All right, in September, I did a Daniel fast from September 1st to September 21st. And throughout the fast, the Lord had given me the knowledge that I need to read Psalm 17 in the morning and Psalms 18 at night. Besides this, he would also give me dreams of him teaching me. So if you're interested in that, you can go and check it out in my YouTube shorts. In the second watch of the rapture, which was on October 6th to 7th, I decided to go on a 3-day dry fast. And in the middle of the fast, I had 4 vivid dreams in one night. The first dream that I had was that the bride of Christ was standing in an open area. This is it. In front of a church, represented the Church of Philadelphia. When I had first entered, where was I? When I had first entered the dream, I had entered from the back of the crowd, and then suddenly I started to squeeze my way all the way up to the front where the watchman community was. So I was right here, and then there was a bunch of people here, and then I started to squeeze my way all the way up here. I had no clue why I did that, because I don't like the front of any event, just in case, the host was to pick on you and ask you a question, which I probably wouldn't know because I daydream a lot. So I don't like the front. After I arrived at the front, I remember having the feeling of insecurity standing there, because all of the watchmen there was full of so much biblical knowledge, while I was completely clueless. So I wanted to get out of there, but there was nowhere for me to leave. So I standed off to the far end of the right to the watchman community. So after I came through here, I standed about right there. Let me see right here. Yeah, right there. I remember recognizing 2 watchmen there. One was Sister Nicole from Let's Talk About It TV, and the next one was Brother George from Rapture Ready Moon 2025. I hope you can see that. The phone is going in and out right there. He was standing right next to Sister Nicole, and he was holding up a card in his hand to shield the sun from his face. But I could not see what was written on the card because it was facing towards the sky. I remember all of us was looking up towards the sky waiting for the Lord's arrival, but he did not come. And immediately I was sent to the next dream. What's wrong with this bird? I was still in the front of this dream, like in the front, I was still up here. But instead, I had moved closer to the watchman community, to right here. Move closer to the watchman community group. But I also realized that there were less watchmen there and less people behind us than there were in the first dream. We were still looking up, but the Lord still didn't show up. The third dream that I had, that I was taken to, it was the same thing, but even less people was there than there were in the second dream. The fourth dream and final dream I had, we were all still looking up, but then suddenly we saw the Lord descending from the sky in a pure white robe with light wrapped around him. And he landed right in front of the church, smiling at us. I remember I was too shocked to move, and the dream ended. So Lord literally came down and then landed right here on the steps, right in front of us. After October 6 and 7 had passed, we were watching for the date, October 16 and 17. This time I decided to bring the date to the Lord, to personally ask him about it, because, we get the first two wrong, or did we? It's an Exodus, So I personally asked the Lord about it. And on October 13, let me take this off. October 13, I had a dream where I was just seeing the number 17, no matter where I looked or went in this dream, to the point that it started to annoy me. When I awoke, I took this as confirmation that the rapture was indeed going to happen on October 17 on the Gregorian calendar. But the very next day, on October 14, I had a dream that there was a huge calendar under a stage light, but this calendar was turned to the month of October, and all the weeks of October was blurred out, except for the week of the new moon, and the day of the 24th was circled on it. There was a guy standing beside me, but I could not see who he was, because the only light that was present was a stage light. Then suddenly the guy beside me started to point to the date of October 24th on the calendar while saying, "This is the date." But I would continuously deny it, saying, "No, it's October 17th. Then the guy would say, "Yes, but this is also the date." But I continued to argue back and forth with him, telling him, "No, you're wrong." When I awoke from that dream, I was confused, but I decided to call it off as a random dream or maybe a deception from the enemy, because the Lord had told Brother Joshua October 16 to 17. I also came across one of Brother's Monk's videos. I don't know his name, but his channel is called Jesus Loves Hung People. In that video, he said that he had a dream that October 16 to 17 on the Gregorian calendar would fail, but I still decided to look towards that date because I had gotten confirmation. Let's turn this around. Now, this is a little bit off topic, but I had the feeling that I needed to put this in there just in case. I don't know. I don't want, when I stand before the Lord asks me why I didn't say anything. So bring this to the Lord for confirmation if you must. Now, on October 16, I had asked the Lord in my mind what time he would be coming on October 17, for this is the date that he had been showing me. After I continued to ask this over and over again, I was drawn to the Bible that was on my table and to just randomly flip it open, which is something I wouldn't normally do because I know it's wrong. When I flipped it open, the first thing that my eyes landed on was page 508, which is in the books of Kings. And immediately I got the understanding that Jesus is the King of Kings, and that 5 represented 5 p.m. and 8 represented 8 p.m. And in Jerusalem time, right there, I wrote it. In Jerusalem time, the third watch begins at 12 a.m. and ends at 3 a.m. But if you were to translate it to New York time, it would start exactly at 5 p.m. and ends exactly at 8 p.m. So, see, I never thought, it was 5 or 8 p.m., nothing. Immediately, this is the revelation I got when I turned to that page. That's it. That's the first thing that came to my head. So, the king is coming at the third watch, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. New York time, all right? Let's continue. Let's continue back off where we had left. Let's see here. Let me find. Okay. October 16 and 17 went by, and now I'm on October 18. I went and asked the Lord what happened, because he had told me October 17, yet I was still here. We all were. So I did my morning prayer, and then I went to do my morning Bible reading. And that's when I came across Ephesians, I hope I pronounced that properly, Ephesians chapter 5, verses 32, which says, right here, which says, this is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. That's when I remember I heard a similar verse to this one, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 51, which says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. So now I'm basically saying, okay, Lord, what mystery are you trying to show me? So as time passed throughout the day, I continued to see the number 32. Whenever I would look at the time or I would click on a video, the video would have 32 likes or 32 views. I thought of it as nothing at first until I got a notification from TikTok from Sister Hilengwe, who had posted something, and the post had 3 different verses, but they were all from the same scripture, Ezekiel 32. So I gave in and decided to search 32 in the Strongs, which means an angel or a messenger carrying a message from God. Afterwards, I got a random idea out of nowhere that I should count from the day that the Feast of Trumpet had begun on September 23rd and count all the way up to 32 days. When I did that, it landed exactly on October 24th, the same date that I had in my dreams. And that's when I decided to look on the Creator's calendar and found out that October 23rd to 24th is October 17 to 18 on the Creator's calendar. I also remember I had watched one of Brother George's video from Rapture Ready Moon 2025, where he had a card that had a picture of Bahama, right? And most of the time where I live, I would drive past it almost every single night. And the date that was on the card that Brother George was holding was October 17 to 18, which said the Lord had told him that he would be in paradise by that time, right? I also remember that sister from Blue Heaven channel said in one of her videos that if you count from the Day of Atonement from the year 2032, you would likely land exactly on October, no, not likely, you would land exactly on October 23rd, fulfilling the Daniel 70 weeks prophecy. That's when I realized that the number 32 also represented the year 2032. The next thing that sealed this confirmation for me is that I was supposed to read Psalms 132 that night, because I had read Psalms 131 the night before. And that's when I found out that Psalms 132 also had 18 verses in it as well. And we all know what 18 represents on the Creator's calendar. It's the 24th on our Gregorian calendar, right? Where's that? I also remember in one of Sister Renee video from Rapture Renee channel, she said that she had heard in her spirit, it is finished. And immediately when she said that, what I got was that the delay, the waiting, and the tarrying is finished. So that means there is no more delay left. This is it, guys. It is finished. Also, the sister on Rapture 2025 confirmation channel had showed a video of a lady who had a dream where a hand had ripped off the month of November from the calendar in a dream and crushed it. So we know for sure that there won't be a month of November for the bride of Christ. With all that's said and done, all the previous rapture dates lined up perfectly with the rapture dreams that I had in the middle of my dry fast on October 6th. See? First dream right there. Let me fix this. Oh. First dream, September to 23 to 24th, that's fulfilled. Second dream, October 6 to 7, that's fulfilled. Third dream, October 16 to 17, that's fulfilled. Fourth dream is the only dream that has not been fulfilled yet. Now it could be October 23rd to 24th. You know, this is all the confirmation that I got. The Lord basically put all the puzzle pieces together right in front of my eyes on October 18. Please take this confirmation to the Lord first before you run with it.